the word jerk.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the king. Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where are you? I'm all churched out, hurt and abused. I can't fake what's left to do. Truth is, I'm weak, no strength to fight, no tears to cry. Even if I tried, but still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you this song. Please take me to the king. Truth is, it's time to stop
connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
It is now time for the live broadcast of the NAACP with Gwenette Westbrooks and Mr. Dumas.
Well, missionary, we know something else. I heard you all sing this song. So we're going to say it like this. There's something mighty sweet about the Lord. Something mighty sweet about the Lord. Y'all said eyes haven't seen. Ears haven't heard. That there is. Something mighty sweet about the Lord. Oh, something mighty sweet about the Lord. You know I ears haven't heard. That there is. Here we go. Everybody, let's go. Come on, sister lady. You got a little bit more than that. Come on. For the Lord is good. His mercy is everlasting. You ought to know him. Bless his name. And give him glory. Everything he does for one more thing again. I will
And what about now? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. Wonderful. Few little difficulties coming on today, but we have kind of worked those out, and so happy to be joining you today. Of course, my name is Willie Dumas, your host for the NAACP Truth Show. Should be joined by President Westbrooks as well today, and we want to get into some of the things that are happening in the community. And first and foremost, we want to talk to you about our upcoming Earl T. Shinholster 49th Annual Awards Banquet, which we've been working very diligently with various people in the community to make sure that that particular event is a success. And we would love to have you to tune in with us. We'll be doing it virtually October 16th of 2021. And we're looking forward to a very exciting and very fulfilling awards show. It won't really be a banquet in that we won't, be serving food, but there will be a way that people can get food by attending the banquet. So we're looking forward to that. And we hope that all of our recipients that will be getting awards will appreciate our regards for the things that they do in the community and how they help through the NAACP. We will have a platform where people can actually call in and pledge. And if they would like to join the organization or just pledge some type of monetary gift and support, because we always need, support from the community to make sure that we can continue to fight for injustices that many of you face. And when you need help, of course, you can come to the NAACP and we can help assist you in that effort. And so we want to continue that moving forward. And so we'll need your support with that. And as I mentioned, there'll be ways to donate through Cash App, PayPal, and those mediums that can allow you to either join the organization or just pledge a contribution so that the work can continue. Still in the news, of course, COVID-19 is continuing to plague us in this area of Middle Georgia, as well as surrounding counties. Our hospitals are still being flooded with particularly people that haven't been vaccinated. And of course, we do want to continue to echo the fact that, vaccinations are available for those who choose to do so. I understand also that many of the corporations, not just in Georgia, but all across the country, are now requiring that their employees be vaccinated. And with certain companies, they have emphasized that if their employees do not become vaccinated, they will be terminated. And so it becomes a kind of serious issue in a lot of ways, and it just shows and echoes the importance of going out and getting vaccinated, and so that we can get this virus under control, that things can move to some sort of normalcy and not move backwards to where things were last year. And so it's going to take a concerted effort with everyone doing their part to make that happen. Of course, you can always practice social distancing, and you can always wear your mask, and that's something that can help everyone where we don't spread this disease. If you've been currently watching the news, you know that Congress, the Senate, and the House have been voting to make certain that that our federal workers continue, that we don't have a government shutdown, that they can continue to work without. I think there was a temporary measure that's been put in place up until December, and that will, safeguard or give a little time until they can come to some type of agreement as far as the not having a government shutdown by funding the government. Also, another big issue that we're seeing is the debt ceiling. Having enough money to be put in place for infrastructure and other things that the Biden administration wants to get done during their administration. And we know that's going to take a lot of money. And so they're trying to get that debt ceiling raised. And of course, there's probably going to be a lot of opposition and a lot of discussion about that. Also, in the next upcoming months, you should be checking your voter's registration to make sure you're registered to vote and make sure that everything's in order. Don't just assume because you voted last year and everything went fine that it will go as smoothly this year. We know that there have been a lot of things put in place, voter suppression type things that can hinder that effort. And so we want to make certain that you're prepared to vote. We have a Senate election that's coming up. Mr. Warnock, who won this past election, is now having to be put up for re-election, and so he'll be, I'm sure, campaigning around Georgia, trying to get those votes in. And so we're back into another election year, and so you want to make certain that your vote counts. And one way to do that, as I mentioned, is to make sure that you check your registration. If you're going to be voting absentee, you want to make certain that you have all the things that are required, like an ID, a form of ID that has to be sent with your request form for your absentee. And so a lot of things have changed from the last time. So we want to be ready. We want to keep you ready. And so do those particular things, those particular measures that are needed in order for that smooth election to take place. And of course, we know that everybody will be watching this particular election really, really close, simply because of all the controversy from last year's election. And so you can do your part by checking and making sure that everything that you need is in place and that you feel real confident about voting. Also, we've been looking at the moratorium that expired on evictions. And on last week's show, we talked about some of the complaints we had received from the NAACP about various individuals who had been evicted and some that had been going before the judge and were not able to actually state their case, if you would, and had the proper paperwork in place to actually not be evicted. And so that is still an ongoing process. There are many people all across the country who are being evicted, not just here locally. And that's a major concern, and particularly for the NAACP. We want to make sure that that is a fair process and that people know what they need to do in that process. Many times when it comes to evictions, landlords have issues sometimes with tenants that have nothing to do with whether they're paying their rent, but simply can be personal type situations. And so we want to monitor and make sure people's rights aren't being violated as it relates to being evicted. But we do want to emphasize that during the time of COVID-19 in the past year, you couldn't just not pay your rent. There was a process in place, and we had some individuals here on our show to kind of give some instruction on that, so people wouldn't just not pay their rent and feel that they wouldn't be evicted because there was a moratorium. And right now, with that moratorium being lifted, a lot of people are finding themselves in a very awkward situation as it relates to their landlords. And so we just want to make sure your rights are protected and that you're not just being evicted because somebody wants to evict you, but that it's a legal process and that your rights aren't violated. We'd love to hear from you if you've had a issue with eviction, if you've had an issue with your landlord in regards to making your payments and being evicted. And if you have a concern, or if you've been affected by that, we'd love to hear from you. Give us a call at 478-250-1444. Once again, that number is 478-250-1444. We'd love to hear from you, and hopefully we can direct you in the right direction to get some type of assistance if you find yourself being affected by being evicted. And so, particularly days like today, rainy days, you think about people and if they've been put out or if their belongings have been put out, in the elements. That's something that we at the NAACP, we always have compassion for people. And I think that's one of the things our communities lack a whole lot is compassion one for another. And we've got to continue the process of saying we are our brothers and sisters keepers. And that's a part of what this organization is all about, making sure that we look out for one another. Also, one of the things we've always talked about on this show, and is a growing problem and a growing concern in the community, is the uptick in violence all across Middle Georgia, and particularly in Macon. So many deaths that have occurred from shootings that I can't really keep up with the numbers. We're probably close to high 50 or close to 60, I would think, with everything that I've been hearing that's been going on in the community. And so there have been a number of events that have been held around the city to help with trying to curtail violence. I know there have been several recreational centers, Rosie Jackson Center and the Frank Johnson Recreation Center, who have held various events, particularly targeting youth violence. Our youth, in particular, are some of the main corporates, if you would, that sometimes become involved in these violent shootings and confrontations. And of course, the businesses downtown, local businesses, have been affected by violence. It affects their business, and many times it causes fines for the business owners, simply because these patrons that come to their businesses end up fighting and shooting each other. And so it can be very costly for business. There have been a number of meetings held downtown with business owners to see what they can do and what can be done to help curtail a lot of this violent behavior that happens downtown. One of the things that were suggested at some of the meetings would be cameras for businesses, making sure that businesses have adequate cameras in place, that when perpetrators do certain things, that it can be caught on camera, and it makes it the work a lot easier for police officers. I do understand that there was a company who has suggested to the city of Macon a way of curtailing, of finding gunfire, actually indicating as an indicator that will let them know when there's gunfire in the area. And I thought that was a very interesting piece of technology. It's very costly to do so, but it's something that is well needed in our community, because it would let police officers know if there is some type of shooting in the area. Excuse me just a moment. I'll probably be losing some power if I don't do this real quick. Okay. And I think I'm connected back in. But those are just some of the things we're faced with in our community, and that we have to stay vigilant about, because those kinds of things affect all of us in our community in a very negative way. And anything we can do to improve the city and how people see our city is a great thing to do. Also, when we look at COVID-19 in particular and how it's affected our communities. Many people are going back into the school system. Our children are going back into the school system, and we want to make certain that we're protecting our children, because they've come up now with a vaccine for younger kids, and that particular vaccine, I believe they're trying to get emergency approval. And I believe Pfizer is the company that does that will be doing that particular vaccine. And so hopefully those type things will be in place so that we'll be able to protect our children from anything that will cause them harm, and that's something we definitely want to be able to do. And I lost my video feed. Hope I can get it back. There we go. I think I'm back. Okay. And so a lot of things going on, a lot of things happening, and we do want to say and send a shout out to WDDO and 107.9 for their hard work in the community by allowing a platform for us to actually be a voice in the community. And so they also are one of our recipients and for our Earl T. Shinholster Award banquet. I won't give all the thunder away, but we certainly appreciate everything that they do on a weekly basis of making sure we can get the information out to you. Okay. And I understand we have a caller.
This is
Caller, are
Gwenette
you there?
Westbrooks. This is
Okay,
Gwenette
Gwen.
Westbrooks. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me, Mr. Dumas? Hello? Hello, Mr. Dumas?
Hello. Okay, are we back? Are we back on? Okay. I think President Westbrooks was on, but some way she's been disconnected. And I hope you can hear me.
Hello?
I don't see.
Can you hear me?
I don't see anyone on the monitor. Caller, are you there?
Yes. Yes. This is Gwenette Westbrooks.
Okay, well, maybe we'll
Mr. Dumas?
have her to call back in.
Can you hear me, Mr. Dumas?
But we certainly.
Something wrong with me. Hello?
Okay, host, if you can hear me, if you would put it in the chat.
Mr. Dumas?
I'm not getting any type of audio. Okay, I can't hear anyone. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. It's some technical issue here, but I'm back on. Hopefully you can hear me. But I would like to say that, as I was mentioning, the NAACP Freedom Fund banquet will be held October 16th of 2021, and we'll be recognizing many of our great people in the community. We have community service awards that will be given out. We also will have communications awards that's going out, the Holland Shed Music Award, just all types of interesting awards. We have a lot of people that we'll be celebrating, and you'll have an opportunity to actually join in with us on October 16th, 2021. We'll be doing it virtually, and you'll be able to go online and from the comfort of your home and kind of see all the things that people are doing in the community and how we're actually giving them an opportunity to express our gratitude for what they're doing. And so we'd love for you to tune in with us on October 16th. We'll have more information forthcoming on by way of internet. And so we do hope that you'll be looking out for those things as well. And once again, if you have an issue that you are concerned that you have for the NAACP, we'd love to hear from you. So give us a call here at the show at 478-250-1444. Once again, that's 478-250-1444. And we'd love to have you to voice your concern, and hopefully we can direct you in the right direction to get some type of resolve. And so a lot of things going on in this month. The month of October is the month of cancer awareness. And so it's going to be a month of wearing pink and just representing, letting people know that cancer is a growing concern all through the country. And so it's Cancer Awareness Month in October, as well as domestic violence awareness. We know that being quarantined as long as we have been, that is a big concern that people sort of.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.